You almost got us killed that one time, remember?
Now, we both know that was your fault.
Thank the 12 we're safe.
Mind your horns there, man-bull.
Mayhap when you mind your manners.
Though the crystal that bound Thancred is no more, I doubt we can say the same of La Habrea. And even if we could, we know that he is not alone. Confounded Ascians. Their god may be unknown to us, but their zeal is unquestionable. Suffice it to say, it would be folly to assume that they no longer pose a threat. Nevertheless, for now, we must savor what peace we have won, however ephemeral. Do you see, Grandfather? Our first step towards realizing the dream for which you gave your life.
Friends, the dread night of Imperial tyranny and Ascian machination is ended. A new day now begins in Eorzea.
True to their name, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, along with our champion, have delivered us from darkness.
Let their shared victory serve to remind us of our shared history. And let their bravery in the face of adversity inspire future generations.
Doubt not, the realm will need bravery in the days to come. Old rifts threaten to divide us within our walls, while hordes of beastmen claw at our gates. And though the Black Wolf be slain, the rest of the pack remains. Yet no foe need we fear, so long as we stand as one.
So long as the Scions stand for peace.
So long as our champion stands fast. For there exists no adversity over which we may not jointly prevail.
No longer can we turn a blind eye to the suffering of our allies.
No nation stands alone. If one should fall, so shall we all. Eorzea is our shared home. For any one of us to know peace, so too must our neighbor.
Just as we join in solidarity before you this day, so too shall our grand companies be joined henceforth to strive not only for the good of mere nations, but for the good of all the realm.
Change will not come overnight. Yet I foresee a day, not so very far from now, when the lines that divide our lands fade, and all of Eorzea is one.
It has been but 5 short years since the Battle of Cartano. 5 years since the advent of the 7th Umbral Era. No victory, however sweet, can wash away our bitter sorrows. No triumph can reclaim those we lost. Yet do not presume you honor them by dwelling on the past. It was not the past they fought for. You would repay their sacrifice by looking to the future.
A future united, as the warriors of light united in the champion.
Now is the time for us to rise as one, bearing all of Eorzea on our shoulders.
5 years ago, Eorzea bore witness to the end of the 6th Astral Era. Now, the 7th Umbral Era draws to a close, yet we come together not to glory in its end, but to mark a new beginning.
Let it be writ that on this day, by the light of the crystal, Eorzea ushered in a new era. The 7th Astral Era is come, and thus is ours a realm reborn.
And roll credits. I want to say that the song that's playing now is copywritten or whatever, so I turned the music down. Hopefully that's coming through. Whatever, but I'm not going to go through the whole credits, but I just wanted to give my thoughts on 2.0 now that I've completed it. The first thing I want to say is I'm a total dumb and never actually put together that the Scions of the 7th Dawn, like the name was implying that they were working toward the 7th Astral Era, the dawn of the 7th Astral Era. I never even thought about that. But yeah, just as far as like the entire 2.0, I really enjoyed it. There was moments here and there where it was kind of like, maybe that could be trimmed, that little quest where it was like, pump up morale. It was like, I mean, was that really necessary? But I feel like those moments were so few and far between that like it didn't make anything ever drag. Because I remember it was I think it may have been last night's stream where you were looking for Biggs and Wedge. And like you had to check the footprints, and it was like, okay, this does not need to take as long to, to observe footprints or whatever as it did. But yeah, it was just stuff like that. Like I don't think is that important. I'm just thinking now, like I've watched people react to the intro, so I think it's just like a copyright claim, which I don't really care about. I'll turn it back up a little bit so there's at least something maybe underneath. I haven't checked the level to know exactly what it sounds like, but anyway. But yeah, like I never really felt like the story dragged at all. I was interested the whole time. I mean, I would almost say to a degree, like some areas could have used a little bit more expounding on what was going on there. But I mean, they eventually do that, you know, in the patches going on, and then even in later expansions. So it's really not that bad. You know, that loss of information or whatever that I think could have been put in earlier. And I mean, like, you know, you've now all seen, like, there was still stuff that completely came out of left field for it. Like, I was not expecting, because I just did not remember. I completely forgot about Sid, you know, and his whole story, you know, coming in. I mean, I even forgot about Thancred, you know, becoming Urianger, or not Urianger, becoming La Habrea. I'm just seeing him on the screen. Again, like the Sid thing I completely forgot about, where the Thancred thing was like, oh, okay, I remember that now, but I'd forgotten about it. So, I mean, even for somebody, you know, going through it a second time, it was still like, in many ways, kind of fresh, because so much of it I had forgotten. I mean, I've mentioned it time and time again, but, you know, I only remembered, like, really that you started in your starting city, didn't remember what story was going on there. Then you went on to the 3 dungeons, and then each, you know, the 3 primals. And then I just thought it, you know, was straight into Meridianum and Praetorium. I kind of forgot about Cape Westwind, but like I knew it was there, but it's kind of like whatever. But yeah, I was engaged the entire time. Like I was thoroughly enjoying it. And again, you know, the idea that I know it just gets better. I know that there's still the patches, and that's considered to be a slog or whatever, but I mean, again, for me, I loved every moment of 2.0, so I don't see me having an issue with the patches. I mean, we'll see how that goes, but I can tell you, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I definitely, you know, look forward to, because I really don't remember much about the patches. Like, I know from just playing the game that it's like, okay, we're gonna fight Shiva and Ramu, Good King Mogulmog, you know, and I don't know, some other stuff, you know, there's like Snowcloak in there, you know, some other dungeons or whatever. But like the actual story that happens throughout it, I don't really remember anything about. And then they've added Crystal Tower to the main scenario, so I'm going to have to figure out when that happens, and I'll probably do that as well. And then it has been forever since I have done the Binding Coils, and even when I did do it, it was very disjointed, and so I don't know that I ever really paid attention to the story in there. I mean, I know what happens, obviously, like, you know, you go in there with Alize, and then eventually, you know, oh, look, Louis Sois is now Phoenix or whatever. Like, I don't even know exactly how all that happens. I just know that that's a thing that happens, and then you fight Bahamut or whatever. So I want to do that too. I don't know exactly when though, like, because Crystal Tower, I think, is just, they've just inserted a requirement at some point, so I'll probably just do that then. Binding Coils, I think essentially, like, you should have access to it now, you know, doing 2.0. So I don't know if I should do it now or wait until somewhere toward the end, maybe around the same time as Crystal Tower, because I know I don't want to wait until, like, the very end, just because narratively it doesn't really make sense that it's like, okay, now you're like a fugitive and you've gone to Ishgard. But I'm going to quickly go back to do the Binding Coil stuff. So I'll probably figure that out and fit that in somewhere. Maybe I'll just do it like when the third tier of the raids came out. I'll figure out whatever patch that was. 2.4, I think, is when that should have been. So maybe I'll figure out exactly when 2.4 happens. I'll like finish that up. And then I'll do Binding Coil. But anyway, I think that's all I have to say about this right now that I can think of. And I know there's another cutscene. I think there's another cutscene after this. I could be wrong. But either way, we just hit the end of New Game Plus time. So let us skip this and see what's next. Oh, before that, I want to turn the sound back up. Oh, now it's this. We can skip that too. My name's not in there, unfortunately, so... And skip this too. Mini credits. Yeah, this is the... You hear the roar. I remember that. Now what are we seeing? Ooh. Zodiac. Oh, that's another thing I didn't mention was, you know, and I'm looking forward to Endwalker, is knowing more about Hydaelyn and Zodiac, because we still kind of don't know anything.
What is it?
What was that?
That roar. It can't be.
Did you hear that?
There's no time to spare.
Where is it coming from?
Dread tidings, chaos and carnage! It is an abomination! A primal has awakened!
Bahamul, move.
Bahamut stirs. As will the others ere long. Tis not a question of whether Eorze's champion shall yield, but of when. Nabrialis. And with each passing moment, we draw closer to the reckoning. It's a lot more Ascians than I think we've actually personally dealt with. To the one true God. I imagine we're probably going to be dealing with more of them in Endwalker as well. To Zodiark. And thus did dawn break on a realm reborn. But where there is light, there is always shadow. And now we got some... Ooh. You come a long way since I first saw you running around the Waking Sands. I know I told you to become a storied personage I could brag about having met, but I never thought you'd go so far as to oblige me. I reckon a lot more folk will take up adventuring after hearing about what you've done. Brave men and women all hoping to become the next Lavenza Shark. By the gods, to think that this ragtag band of idealists could lay the 14th low. 'Tis a tale straight from a storybook. I imagine my former associates would find it most appealing. After all, what young ruffian hasn't at one point fancied himself a hero in the making? I think I may bring more than a few recruits back with me from the 12's Wood. Oh, Iliad. We held a vigil at the church until word came of your success. I cannot express to you how relieved I am by your safe return, Lavenza. I think we could all do with a good rest, don't you? I know I could. I still haven't had time to think about everything that happened, about Nero and Gaius. Oh, Ironbald was here too. See, I never remembered him being this early in the game, but I guess he's always been here. Although I don't really remember that much of him before, like, Shadowbringers. One day I hope to become a hero to the people like you. A hero like Abba and Auli were to me. Watching you live the life of a free adventurer has helped me realize that I can't keep putting off my dreams forever. I've been talking with Wedge about opening a workshop, independent of Garland Ironworks. Maybe in Vilbrin, I don't know. Working with the chief is great and all, but someday I want to build my own enterprise, you know? That never actually comes to pass, as far as we know. So it's interesting that they put it in like that, almost as if they expected them to branch off. You're an inspiration to us all, Lavenza, an honest-to-God's hero that never gives up, never gives in. And neither will I. I'll win Tataru's heart, see if I don't. Oh, poor guy. Still working at it to this day. Ishtola! Welcome back, Warrior of Light. We, all of us, prayed for your safe return. The 7th astral era has dawned, setting in motion a myriad of new beginnings. I suspect our paths will diverge for a time. Have you said your farewells to the Scions? Wow. It's just interesting, this idea that it's like, yeah, we're all breaking up for now. Or at least going our separate ways. The land my master sheltered from oblivion hath been delivered unto a new beginning by the hand of the Warrior of Light. Thus doth history mark the passing of an era. The dawn doth brighten the sky, and shineth over the nascent age of hope. And though the clouds gather to mute the sun's rising glory, I would walk far with thee under its gentle glow. Sure, man. We all decided to give you a special surprise welcome, just like the ones in heroic epics. Your story took many twists and turns, but you managed to get to the happy ending. Let's hope for more happy endings to come. And then I look at poor Papa Limo. So a new era has begun. On such a momentous occasion, I find it good for the soul to tie up loose ends. What would I suggest you do? Why, the same thing you always do after accomplishing a task. Report to Minfilia. It ends where it begins, my friend. I realize I have been the cause of tremendous consternation, and for that I deeply apologize. Ah, but you haven't time to waste chatting with me. Minfilia is expecting you. To the solar. Oh, an Alphino. Where men go as one, there is life. And where there is life, there is cause to hope. The light of hope shines brightly within you, Lavenza. I only wish my grandfather were here to see it. Oh, I didn't see Tataru. Is she out there? Sorry, I'm gonna check real quick. Or did I talk to her? She's already here. Not there. Not here either. Oh, she must just be manning her post outside. The Archons have conducted a preliminary investigation into the origin of the roar that rang out during the celebration. Their findings strongly suggest that a new primal has appeared. The roar generated a distinctive wave pattern in the aether, a pattern observed only once before in history, 5 years ago to be precise. I should like to think it mere coincidence, yet we cannot discount that possibility. Well, I trust I need say no more. At great sacrifice, we have delivered Eorzea from the threat posed by the Empire and the Primals, and thereby secured peace. We cannot well allow the realm to be plunged into chaos once more. You have given your all for our cause, risking life and limb on I know not how many occasions, yet our struggle continues, and we need you now no less than before. Please continue to stand with us, and together we shall safeguard the future of the realm, of this very star. Ooh! You can now fly while mounted in Lenosha, Thanalin, the Black Shroud, Kurtha Central Highlands, and Mordona. To take flight, simply jump while mounted, yeah. And so ends part 4. But like I said, I mean, it was... Thoroughly enjoyed it. It was so cool seeing how they set up so many things for later. Like all the stuff La Habrea was talking about. And even Gaius, you know, and how like all your gods are just icons themselves. They're just primals. And then, you know, La Habrea and, you know, the things he was saying don't mean much or mean something totally different. Like when that's all you know. But then when you know what we learned in Shadowbringers, it's like, yeah, I mean, that totally matches up what he's talking about and like what their goals are. You know, the idea that until Shadowbringers, we still did not know what their goals are, but you can listen to the dialogue in A Realm Reborn, in 2.0, and like it still matches with that. Like this, it's awesome. I mean, it's why this story is so good. Thank you for watching this video. I've been having a ton of fun going back through the story, and we're moving through it pretty quickly. We're finishing up 2.0 right now, moving on to the Binding Coils of Bahamut, and then to the Aromaborn patch content. If you want to join me live, the link to my Twitch is down below. And if you enjoyed this, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.